I'm sorry, I couldn't wait. I have some hot takes I need to put out to the world. And look, I enjoy ranking LEGO minifigure series right after they're revealed. I've had some time to sit on this a bit. My opinions have changed since the reveal in some pretty surprising ways. So let me say which ones are my least favorites and favorites of the LEGO Shrek series. And we're going to start with the 12th minifigure out of 12, which unfortunately is the title character Shrek. The execution stings all the more because he is so important. This is a great looking minifigure aside from the most important part for me, which is the face. I despise the face printing here. The eyes look way off and the mouth looks strange as well. A solution to this wouldn't be easy, but it's possible. I know some people were calling for Shrek to have a bulkier body, and yeah, a mid-fig-like design would have been better, but I still think this could have worked on the regular minifigure torso. I don't think the head sculpt is the problem. I remember, I think it was around 2018, I hired Action Flash to draw a Shrek minifigure design based off of the leaks that LEGO Dimensions canceled a Shrek set. And it came out much better, in my opinion, with the face design than this new minifigure. And that was, again, what, 8 years ago? The accessory referencing the opening title's book is great. I love getting this skirt piece in tan for the first time. The printing on the torso and legs is great. The face is the only thing that holds it back so much. And that also ruins Fiona, who is my number 11 spot. The reason I give Fiona a higher spot, though, is because I like that we get two characters here, because we also get Donkey. I don't think either of them really work, though. It just feels like this is bang for your buck. Donkey has the same problems as Shrek and Fiona, where the eyes just look way off, if you ask me. The mouth is also weird, how you have the teeth showing, but it's almost like the same color as the snout, and it like blends in a strange, unintentional way. Again, like Shrek, love the clothes here. I think that all works great. I actually do like how Donkey is a two-piece design where we have a design similar to, say, the Sitting Scooby-Doo, where you could remove the head and you could rotate the head independently because of that. Number 10 is Dragon, a character who I just don't think translates well into a minifigure. I would have loved a big brick-built dragon, but instead we have her standing on two legs, which at least in the first one, I think we saw once, so it wasn't like something that didn't happen, but they were mostly on all fours. And the design of Dragon just doesn't fit the minifigure format. You do get a new specialized headpiece, which is a well-made sculpt, don't get me wrong, but yeah, the proportions with the neck and everything there just look off. It's also weird how this minifigure is kind of off with the coloring. Like, I thought this would be closer to a red than, say, a pink for the coloring. I do like getting pieces like that wing piece from the Gargoyle in Series 16 for the first time in a dark red. Also the tail with a new color as well. It was kind of lame that we don't get any accessories with Dragon too. Like, you could have thrown in maybe like gold coins or something like that. And dragons as a whole are no stranger to collectible minifigure series. But just about every minifigure in this series is a replay of tropes that we've seen in so many other LEGO minifigure series, except for one particular one, which I'll get to at the end. I mean, unless you want to count like Shrek and Fiona. So yeah, there's a lot stacked against this. And then there's Merlin, who feels like the least ambitious and also just the worst choice of this series. I see so many people saying they would rather have Rumpelstiltskin than Merlin. I mean, Shrek 3 I feel like is the weakest movie. But the execution here looks off where we don't have the long beard. We needed a specialized beard piece, especially frustrating because there's no exclusive pieces with this figure in terms of like new molded pieces. I mean, there's some great new prints. Like, I love that hat, love the torso and the legs. The face print seems cool as well. There's also printed arms, which are really neat. The design of the accessory is very boring too, where you get the blue power blast, which we have gotten in a lot of LEGO Marvel sets with Iron Man in particular. Number 8 is Prince Charming. The design of this is a good minifigure interpretation of the character from the movie, but you'll see this with the next minifigure as well. I almost feel like they're missing something by not sculpting the prominent chins on these characters. Like, okay, you get a little chin line right there, but it almost feels like, okay, this is just kind of like a random guy when you look at this outfit. It doesn't help that one of the prominent outfits of Prince Charming is not the one that is included in this set. It's the one with this like gold trim and things like that. So yeah, I don't look at this and I think, oh yeah, this is Prince Charming from Shrek. It just kind of looks like a random Valiant Knight. But there are some fantastic torso and leg printing going on here with dual molded legs and arm printing as well. The accessory of the sword is really nothing too interesting if you ask me, but it's excellent to get this hairpiece, which I believe is in that new yellow color that was introduced last year. And the face print being something that isn't super restricted to Shrek, say with like a head sculpt or anything like that, is something that I could see used just with regular everyday minifigure. And having a distinguishing feature like a mole is also something that makes it a unique face print. My 7th spot is Big Bad Wolf, which is a design that has grown on me a bit. The eyes I put in the same tier as, say, Shrek and Fiona, but honestly, they're not as bad compared to the character. And then some people were saying, oh yeah, this is like somebody's fursona or like a fursuit head or something like that. I'm like, you know what? I kind of see that now. Now I'm more sold on the figure than before. But I love the sculpt of the head going on here. And the torso and the legs are pretty cool. I especially like the printing on the arms. And this is one of the 3 minifigures to have the 3 blind mice as an accessory, which it's extremely frustrating that each blind mouse has the same exact face print across all 3. Like Lego, you couldn't do an exclusive facial expression for even just one of them. That's very annoying, but the sculpt on there looks fine. I think Lord Farquad might be the human minifigure that translated the worst out of the bunch. And it's not in a way where it's like, okay, yeah, this is unsalvageable like the Shrek and Fiona head. Because you do get a really nice face print, which also has an alternate face right here at the end of the day. But I do kind of think that they're missing a lot by not giving like a sculpt for the chin or something like that. Like maybe this should have been a sculpted human head design. Because yeah, when you look at the face, I'm like, that doesn't look like Lord Farquad. Other than that, they nail the Lord Farquad design with the dual molded hat hair combo. I love that new sculpt piece. Love the torso and the side arm printing, which are dual molded arms and dual molded short legs. And also the magic mirror on the wall is awesome. I love how they Legofy the head in the middle right there. That's an awesome print on like a shield or something like that. And I'd say Puss in Boots is the first of the minifigures that get us into the really good territory. I think this is a fantastic interpretation of Puss in Boots. I like how it's different from the one in the Shrek statue set, where you can see there's different printing on the torso. It's lacking this part up here. The design uses short legs this time around, which I think is more fitting for proportions for the character. Of course, this series is so out of scale, I wouldn't worry too much about that. The design having the adorable face is also a cute distinguishing feature from the large statue one. And yeah, I do want a variant of just the regular Puss in Boots face and the adorable face. And I actually think the adorable face with the eyes and everything fits more in a Lego minifigure than the one found in the Shrek statue set. This has an accessory with the blind mice, and then we also have that sack right there, both of which don't feel too distinguished, and I kind of wish the accessories went a little bit harder with this figure. The Fairy Godmother is pretty perfect to me. I love the torso design for the dress and the legs, but I think they nailed the face. It doesn't feel like she's missing any chins or anything like that. Love how we get this new exclusive hairpiece as well, which is a great sculpt. Her accessory being a wand is a given. You know, you get the translucent fairy wings in purple for the first time, which I really like. And I like the 1x2 print of her card. I'll be honest, I think Gingy is the best translation of a minifigure in here. Again, this is completely out of scale with other characters, but I think they just nailed the design of the face, torso, and legs. This is actually a new head sculpt. It's different from the one that we got with the Series 11 Gingerbread Man that's been used for a lot of different Gingerbread Man throughout Lego. The design here doesn't have that part in the middle. So that's going to be really interesting to see people recolored just for like a disc-shaped minifigure head. And I like the accessory of this lollipop, which is an exclusive, it seems like a clip-on piece right there to like a pole connection. But yeah, the printing on here is excellent, even down to say side arm printing. Okay, this is the biggest switch up, because when the series was first revealed, I was like, there's a character that I don't think translated well. My number 2 is Pinocchio. Pinocchio hits my taste of very weird minifigures that I also think was translated extremely well in the form that we get him. Like, yeah, part of me expected this to be reusing the Disney Pinocchio head from the Disney 100 series, but no, they have an exclusive head sculpt here. But honestly, the head sculpt looks freaky in the movie. The design of Pinocchio looks, you know, weird in a way. They translated that weirdness onto the minifigure with this really strange molded head. And I love weird molded heads. I love the textures on them, and I can see there's like a different like rigid texture for the hair going on there. It's like pointy at the top. You got the nose, the roundness of the face right there. I really want to just have fun with this headpiece. Look, I have a fascination for weird Lego headpieces. You know, I love those OG Toy Story ones. But then they went hard with like the torso and the leg printing. You got like dual molded legs there. You got some arms as well, which the design uses some dual molded arms. It is a bit sad that we don't get a more interesting accessory for him than just the same 3 blind mice with the other characters. But yeah, I have a strange fascination for the design here, and I think Lego did an excellent job, honestly, which was something I didn't feel when I first saw the reveal of this. But I think most of us can agree the best minifigure in this series, and this is just my own personal taste, I guess you could say this is really my favorite, is Thelonious. This is such a fun character to have as a minifigure, where I have not seen Lego do executioners before. I'm talking straight up like medieval executioners, but people were quick to point out, hey, Hagrid's hut, this guy right here. And I'm like, okay, you win there. But to have this actual hood that goes over the whole head, which I'm wondering, are we going to have a regular minifigure head underneath, or is this just going to be like a molded headpiece? Either way, it still goes hard, and I can't wait to see people use this in medieval settings. It's kind of a dark minifigure to have if you don't know anything about Shrek. But if you do know stuff about the Shrek movie, well, yeah, this is a very goofy character. So that's how Lego got away with it. I love the torso and the legs as well. We get dual molded arms, and the legs are dual molded too. You can see they have the Farquaad logo, which looks so much like the Facebook logo, but this came before. I also love the accessory of the cue card with the awe on it, and the design referencing Shrek Karaoke Dance Party with this microphone right here. Such a deep cut, but yeah. So I guess the Lego Castle fan in me really loves the execution here, but that's my favorite minifigure of the series. I think that was such a surprise too, where I wouldn't expect them to give Thelonious in a Shrek series, but I'm like, yeah, he makes perfect sense. He is kind of an iconic character from the first Shrek movie, and I don't think there's any missing character that I would have chosen over him. It's an interesting, usable design outside of the Shrek setting, and within the Shrek setting, it's a very fun character to have. So yeah, that's my ranking. You know this is going to change once I get the minifigures in hand, and I'm sure in that video I'll give you another quick ranking. But that's just my opinions at the moment right here. Let me know where you agree or disagree, because I'm sure people are going to sound off in the comments, and that's your place to do so. Subscribe here for more honest Lego takes. Seriously, click that like button, click that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you later. Peace out. Bye.